Hello, Facebook ads people. I'm Konstantinos, and this is the Facebook ads breaking news podcast. Hello, guys. Another podcast 65. And first of all, before we start, I would like to thank all of you for the subscribers and stuff. The channel is growing faster from what I have anticipated. If we go like this, most probably we will hit 100k subs by the end of the year. Which was something that I didn't expect for this year at all, but maybe for the next years, but we will see. So let's go straight away. Let me tell you a little bit what is happening on the ad accounts. So basically, I get a lot of messages from people asking what has happened and if it's going to continue like this and why it has happened. From my perspective and from what I see on ad accounts, I can see that many ad accounts are recovering. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Basically, in March, let's say we had 3 bad days, 2 medium, and 2 good. Now we have 3 good days per week. I mean, 3 good days, 2 medium days, and 2 bad days. Okay, so it's better. So the average on the last 7 days when you watch it is better. And in several companies I have done promotions, spring promotions and stuff, which is helping also a lot the situation in terms of data coming inside the platform and helping the campaigns to revitalize. 2 things about March that I want to just say here, because I cannot just make a video about these little things. First of all, I have seen that, and then I would like to make a general discussion about all of this. So follow my way of thinking and let me know about your opinion. So I was looking on the CPMs on January and February, and the CPMs were actually the same or a little bit better. And on March we had the same CPMs. So it wasn't an issue on CPMs, but we had higher cost per click and we had a higher cost per acquisition. And this is something that I have observed across ad accounts. It's not that we had crazy changes on the CPMs. On April now, I can see that the CPMs are dropping and we have better results. And I believe it's because a lot of people stopped advertising. But if we go on March, we cannot just say that the results were bad because a lot of people were advertising, because the CPMs haven't increased comparing to January and February. Now, there are 2 more things that I would like to say. Recently, I got fired by a company because I was working with them for a period, and then they were a new company, and now they have a VAT ID added because they were registered, and then they had VAT ID. And basically, we were doing really well, but when the VAT ID came, it wasn't sustainable anymore with the numbers that we had. And that made me think, a lot of times we tend to say, okay, we have this kind of results in the ad account and these are the numbers, but we cannot do better. And people come and say, why is this company running ads and they do it? You cannot know all the things that are happening in a company. For example, maybe it's a new company which is entering the market. They have better prices from the distributors. They don't register VAT, or they're illegal, who knows, and they have found a way of not being taxed, for example, or whatever that may be, and they are having better profit margins. This is why they can advertise while another company can advertise. And I was thinking, so a lot of times there are companies like this, they have their VAT not being registered, and then they have the VAT that they have to register and so on. They start with healthy numbers and then they say, yeah, but later it died. Well, your numbers have changed, and there are other people that they enter the market also at the same time, and they also have more competitive numbers. And I was thinking about that, and that you can never know how many people enter the market. A lot of times also we tend to talk about competition, but for example, let's say for example that this is a product, okay, and we are producing just this wooden bear this bear is a puzzle, okay? And we have this bear, for example, and stuff, and we produce this product. Or maybe let's go for the lamp, okay? It's a design lamp and stuff. It has this thing here with magnets and all of that. So some people will think that the competition would be another design with a magnet lamp, but a competition can also be someone that likes this kind of things, but he didn't buy the lamp because he haven't seen the ad in time. He has seen something else, but he bought this one, so he doesn't have enough money this month to buy something else. This is also competition. People deciding to buy this instead of that, which both of those could be their options, but they're not buying both of those because they don't have the money. And I do believe that right now everybody is talking about as marketers, we come to the company and we say, you have to fix your AOV, you have to fix that, your numbers are not sustainable and all of that. But nobody is talking about inflation, because the inflation that we have, even McDonald's, for example, took their minimum wage to $20. That means that in the United States and in other countries, we have a problem, and the lower wages they have to increase in order for the people to be able to actually live. So if you think all of that, the competition can not only be a company which is selling a same product, but it can be also a company which is selling something that also a person likes, and he has to decide between you and the other brand. And if the other brand wins because he bought another product, then this is also competition. Competition is not something that it has to be similar, but also competition is when more people come to Facebook and advertise, and people buy other things also instead of spending their money on you. So if you think of it, inflation has also a big impact to all of that. And okay, we can talk about Temu and how they're spending a lot of money, but the CPM on March hasn't actually increased. So I don't believe that it's because of the volume of main advertisers. I do believe that people have less money. Okay, and we have read also the article from Triple Whale that they were saying that maybe we should not blame Meta all the time about it. And as marketeers, we always tend to say, okay, fix your AOV, fix that because it's not sustainable. And we're telling our truth based on what we see on the numbers. But nobody is talking about inflation and about the fact that maybe the prices need to increase. For example, Walmart and all of these brands, they are increasing their prices and nobody says anything. But if as e-commerce owners we come and we say, okay, let's increase the price of this and that, everybody starts saying, oh my God, this is a bad thing, people are going to be angry and all of that. Well, this is the inflation. The same way that all of the rents are being increased across the world, including mine over here in the studio. Everybody is actually, thinking on how they're going to suppress more and more their profits as e-commerce instead of increasing the price, because in our books and as marketeers, this is the worst thing that you can do, and it's not a solution, because a lot of times people are going to think that this is a solution. So that's what I wanted to share. These are my concerns about all of this thing based on what happened also in March. I think that this period is kinda ending, this bad period, and better days are yet to come. But I do think that we will have these periods more often. The same way that, for example, a company that now has VAT problems and they stop advertising, and this liberates places to another company that doesn't have this issue or has better numbers. The same way that you might be operating and then you have 4 new companies coming without any VAT so they can have better prices, because as you have seen from my previous client, we were operating like this. There could be other people in other agencies saying, how are they doing it? How are they able to sell in this price, for example, because they didn't have the VAT and they were a newly registered company. So if you take all of that and if you start thinking, at least for me, that I talk to many people and many businesses, this happened here, it's impossible for us to know the actual reasons that actually influenced March on being a bad month, why a company suddenly after 2 years, while they were having healthy numbers, they don't have anymore. Because it can be a million things, like new companies entering the market, their numbers don't make sense now, the inflation is hurting them, and all of that. So that's what I wanted to share with you about the bad periods and this year's bad periods, the inflation and the thing that happened with the other company, with the VAT, that it was having super healthy numbers, and now because of the VAT they don't have healthy numbers, so their total numbers are problematic and they have to find a way, because they cannot advertise anymore, they just need to have X amount of ROAS more, and all of these situations that are changing, and they are influencing other marketeers on top of that, and so it's just like a domino effect. This company, for example, stop advertising, maybe it's going to make another company which is advertising right now and it's struggling profitable. So it's crazy if you think of it, but this is how it works. And of course the inflation, I know that it sounds odd and everything, but nobody talks about increasing prices. Maybe in some companies that they have done everything from bundles, optimization, buy 3 get 1, whatever you can imagine, and they still cannot make it work while it was working in the past. Maybe the solution is to increase the prices. You cannot just always squeeze your profit or try to find another way. Companies like Walmart and that they, they have a model. We make X amount and stuff. If something changes, okay, we change our prices because we need to make again X amount percentage of profit. That's all I have, and let me know about your opinion in the comments. We had again small problems with the platform. I'm giving you here a print screen. The ad manager was down. For the previous week, I can tell you that Tuesday, Wednesday. So Tuesday, yesterday, because I'm video shooting this on Wednesday, Tuesday was a bad day, but the weekend was actually catastrophic across accounts. So these are our 3 bad days. The other days are either medium or good. Monday, for example, was really good across accounts. Anyway, we still see these patterns of good and bad days, but I must tell you that now the average is getting better and better, because we have more better and medium days instead of bad and medium days. So some problems over here again with the ad manager. They have been solved really fast. Nothing, and even on meta status they haven't even mentioned it, and nothing super important. So life goes on. I have a message here from Isabel. She says, just here to say that when my budget allows and that will be working consistently, it has improved a lot, so soon I hope. I'm absolutely signing up for your mentorship programs. Let's go. So Isabel has been in the group for many months, if not year, and the reason that I'm posting this here is because I would like to invite you to check my mentorship programs into my website. You're going to find the links on the description, so that you can check. The inner circle group has already 6 people, 5 people, and 6 including me. We are doing weekly calls, and the group is going to get bigger and bigger. It's not even a month that I launched this. I should have done it earlier, but to be honest with you, I wasn't feeling ready. I didn't have the infrastructure and stuff, and I didn't believe that the channel will start growing so fast. So now most probably more and more people are going to come, and I hope, guys, to see you there or in the Chosen 5, which is a completely different thing. Let's go now to one Reddit post. I really like when I see this post. It says, it's one of these days, kill your campaigns. Just do it. If you're not getting anything today, tomorrow is a new day. So I'm seeing this. As you can see, I'm upvoting also. I really like when I see these comments, because all of these people, they're just making other people stop their ads, and this is good for us that we are stable on the platform and we're spending. Of course, I'm not going to post something like this to lure people, but if someone is, because he's stupid, I'm going to upvote it so that more people can stop advertising and we can have better results. But I do consider these people dangerous, but this is what Reddit is. Everybody can post their opinion over there without any background check or whatever, and without seeing who they are. Um, you know, it's a little bit of a difficult equation over here, because on the one side, if you are anonymous over here on Reddit, you can say things that you would not say. For example, that I will say something that I would say over there, but okay, I will say it here. The love that we take on our YouTube channels on the comments, it's not something that it's representing the actual truth. Let me tell you why. All of these people that they are posting and they are polite with us in the comments and stuff, I do believe that they say thank you for sharing this with us, but this is creating an effect on the YouTube videos, on the comments below, that whatever we say, it's completely correct and stuff, while we might say something which is not going to be correct across different ad accounts, but we do share our experience. And when somebody goes there and sees the comments, they do believe that this thing, for example, it's correct, while, for example, I might disagree with some of this. And I have seen videos which are really, really bad and have really, really bad, not consultation, advices on them about Facebook ads, that they get below positive comments and all of that. And I believe that you cannot extinguish who is actually an expert and who is just a YouTube persona saying a lot of things in their videos and all of that. So this is something that you could express in a without being afraid, like I am now, saying these things openly. These are things that you can express on Reddit anonymously. On the other hand, if you are anonymous, you can say stupid things without any consequences. For example, if I come here and tell you that all of you should use ABO campaigns because Advantage Plus is not working, for example. If I say this then, and I don't have any consequences, then I can say whatever I want, no matter how crazy it is. This is why Reddit is full of conspiracy theories and all of that. So it has a good side and a bad side. In the good side, you can say things that you wouldn't say with your name, but they're the hard truth. But on the other side, you can say a lot of stupid things without caring about the consequences. And this is what is happening over here. We don't know, for example, if this person is a stupid person that is posting this because he believes in it, or it's a person that it's actually trying to convince people to stop their ads so that he can have better results with his clients. So, I don't know. Anyway, let's go to the next question. I have two questions for the community or for Konstantinos. What are your thoughts on Advantage Plus campaigns for new ad account with no data? I saw a video that you said it works, but won't confirm. So, when I talk about things, I need to cover a lot of different cases, because this is how it is, which is also another problem with Reddit. Somebody might come and say, for example, that I have a new pixel and Advanced Plus campaigns didn't work for me. Yeah, it's a possible scenario in United States. If you do broad, you are going to have worse results. But if you're in a very small country with 5 million people, for example, it might work immediately, because it's a very small audience. So the broad, it's already a small audience, like an interest. So when you're reading something on Reddit, first of all, you need to be able to understand it and actually be able to have filters to know if it's true, or the other thing, if it's an information that applies to your case. So if someone goes and says that Advanced Plus is not working for me, you should ask country, niche. Maybe he's doing, for example, local business, for example, and he cannot use it because he cannot use specific location target. You don't know. So all of these are things that you need to check when you are reading something. Also date. for example. You might read something which is outdated and all of that. So Advantage Plus campaigns do work. Even if they don't work, you have to test them, even on United States and stuff. I have seen ad accounts which are completely new, working immediately with Advantage Plus and a new pixel. I have seen many more times in smaller countries working immediately because over there it's a smaller audience. But in United States, Canada, United Kingdom, a lot of times I have seen that when I start campaigns with Advanced Plus, they have high CPM. Then I'm testing interest, they have lower CPM. So I'm going with and results, of course. But if they have high CPM and results, I'm going to leave the Advanced Plus. I don't care. But the point over there is how fast can I train my pixel. So if I have this kind of results and interest is giving better results, I will go and do interest, crazy method interest later, and then eventually I will try to end up with Advanced Plus campaigns and broad targeting, because it's going to be more cost efficient. The ultimate goal of each ad account is to reach the point that they're doing broad targeting for many reasons, from scaling, sustainability, and other reasons. But if you are in a small country, it doesn't mean that necessarily you cannot start with Advanced Plus. In any way, you should do Advanced Plus, then you should do interest, compare the CPMs and see where you're having the cheapest traffic, with results, of course, not just the cheapest, in order for you to train your pixel in the most cost efficient way. If my creative are videos or 1 minute length, isn't better to edit the placements and just keep Facebook feeds? I don't see the reason of not having a different creative. You have the placements, you have a video, use this video for the feed, and do another video for the reels and the stories. You can edit the placements and you can decide which other creative you are going to use for the other placements. Facebook gives you this option. Let's go to Sasha. Hi Konstantinos, a few questions on scaling CBO ad sets with crazy method. Let's see if I can reply. Okay, our winning CBO ad sets each have 1 to 2 ads with spend and 4 to 6 with essentially zero spend. Do we duplicate only the ads with spend or duplicate all of the ads in the ad set? Both of these are acceptable. It depends on your budget. If your budget is big and you have enough room, you can duplicate it with all of them. A lot of times we see in smaller ad accounts that they don't have a lot of budget, that when you can narrow down, for example, you start even with dynamic creative ads, you start with 10. After seeing 1 or 2 of them working over there, you can just duplicate. You can just duplicate and run it with only the winning ones, or the ones that they are taking the budget is not correct. The ones that they are taking the budget and they have results is correct, because if they just take the budget, we don't want them. So this is what you can do. If you have enough room with your budget, don't change anything, just duplicate them as they are. Again, the 1-2 ads that they have been working, they're going to work again. If you don't have enough, just duplicate them with these 2 just to focus on them, because it's going to help you more with the budget distribution. When we duplicate CBO ads into crazy method, do we use the same post ID to leverage the social proof or create brand new ads with new post ID? Both things are acceptable again. The reason that you can use the post ID is to just leverage your previous effort. So both of these things are going to work if the ad set that you have decided to move in crazy method, it's actually working ad set. But of course, post ID is better because you can use it again and again after that, and you're building also more social proof to the ad. If we have a winning CBO ad set with audience 1 and we know we have 3 winning audiences for this product, should we set up a crazy method only with audience 1 or set up a crazy method for all 3 audiences? But if we have a winning CBO ad set with audience 1 and we know we have 3 winning audiences for this product, how is this possible? If we have a winning CBO ad set, okay, so an ad set with audience 1, and we know that we have 3 winning audiences for this product. Should we set up a crazy method only with audience 1, or set up a crazy method for all 3 audiences, but each audience in its own campaign? Have multiple audiences in the same crazy method campaign. And we know we have 3 winning audiences for this product. So we have one ad set, and I'm guessing you're talking about having 3 audiences, 3 interests maybe, because the audience, yeah, I think that your wording is a little bit wrong here. So 3 interests, I'm going to guess that you mean 3 interests within an ad set. First of all, if that's the case, how do you know that one of these interests is the one that it's actually that's the good one? So if you have one ad set which is working, you duplicate it as it is, exactly as it is, to the crazy method. You don't do any changes. Yeah, that's my answer to that. And if I understood wrong, sorry, but this is what I could understand from this. Set up a crazy method for all 3 audiences, for each audience in its own campaign. If you are meaning what I understand, if you mean what I understand, if you have 3 interests, to do 3 different campaigns with each one of the interests on crazy method, no, just do one crazy method with these 3 interest combination as it was. Next one. Hello, at the end of the video, you mentioned cases with a limited and very limited budget. I want to clarify, if I have a budget of 80 per day, then creating a structure of 4 different advanced plus campaigns at 20 per day each, with an average cost per purchase of 7. Could that be a successful option? I kinda disagree with that. I think that in budgets like 100, 200, 300, you can even operate with one campaign, okay? Guys, let's not over-exaggerate on that. Let me continue with your question. Or would it be more suitable to combine them into one campaign, perhaps with a catalog inside, as you mentioned, would work successfully in that case? My reasoning is based on the understanding that in the worst case scenario, losing 80 per day would be difficult for me, but better if it's scaled down version of structure where one mini campaign supports another. At the same time, another thought comes to mind. Campaign with 20 budget will need more time, will need much more time to truly become stable. I don't know why you think that a $20 campaign budget will need more time to become more stable, because it won't. It's a small budget. It should become stable fairly easy. You just need 1 or 2 sales per day, or 3 sales per day, in your case with 7. I think that, okay, in this channel we like to not talk about consolidation, and we don't like when people are trying to push consolidation, and we don't accept this concept and all of that. But I must say this, let's not over exaggerate, guys, okay? On 100, 200, 300 per day, I think that even with one campaign you're going to do fine. Can you do with 300 3 campaigns? Can you do with 84 campaigns? You can do whatever you want. It's up to you. I just don't think that it's efficient, guys. Now, spending $80, I wouldn't do 3 campaigns or 4. I would just do one campaign. And if I had the option and it was working, let me be clear on that. If I had the option and it was working, to spend 500, I wouldn't do 5 campaigns. I would do just one if it was working, and I was able to sustain it like this. But most of the times, if you have one $500 campaign working, that means that you can scale more. A lot of times, the Facebook doesn't let you to have a bigger budget campaign. This is why we're segmenting it to more campaigns. And yeah, okay, let's not over exaggerate with multiple campaigns per account. When I'm talking with multiple campaigns, I'm talking about bigger budgets and stuff, and having a lot of different creatives and a lot of different products, so you need to have more budget also. In your case, I think it's an over exaggeration, and I will just try to establish one campaign. Now, about supporting each other, bad periods and all of that, bad periods are not going to influence you as much as you're going to be influenced when you're spending $1,000. Because you're spending 100, it's not like you are in the big, not big, 1,000 per day, it's not a big tier, but I don't think that it's going to influence you in a way that's going to influence someone who's spending $10,000 per day on a bad period. Spending 100 is just an easy thing. You're not going to be influenced. One last thing that I forgot to say at the start of the video is that now that you're mentioning CBOs and Advanced Plus, on this bad period on March, I have seen that Advanced Plus campaigns are much more stable. What I'm trying to say is this. Because until now we have a limit of Advanced Plus campaigns, 8 Advanced Plus campaigns per country. Now we have unlimited. Before, several of my ad accounts have been structured in a way of having CBO campaigns, also Advanced Plus campaigns and stuff. If I had the option, I would do only Advanced Plus campaigns in several ad accounts, not even retargeting, because Advanced Plus campaigns would take care also of that. What I have seen in the bad period of which is consistent with another observation, that when you touch a CBO campaign and you increase the budget, it collapses completely. What I have seen is that in this bad period, the ad accounts that were having only Advanced Plus campaigns, they have been impacted less comparing to the CBO and Advanced Plus campaigns ad accounts, which have been impacted more, and we had worse average because of the CBO campaigns, which is something that I'm changing, and I'm going more towards, I'm talking about the trained pixels, to a purely Advanced Plus campaign structure on the ad accounts, because they're more sustainable. And this is also another observation that I had with Advanced Plus, that you can actually go and increase the budget and you have zero issues with it. So the 20% rule can work on Advanced Plus. If you start using the 20% rule, especially in complex CBO campaigns that we do with many ads and stuff, it completely collapses, and this is why I want to use several campaigns. Actually, today I was observing one ad account that had an Advanced Plus campaign, which was optimized with the 20% rule from an agency, and I'm preparing a video where I'm going to show you how they ruined the ROAS, instead of keeping the ROAS where it was and do another campaign, which actually proves more the point about several campaigns, instead of scaling with the 20% rule, because a lot of times it's just ruining your ROAS for no reason. Next one. Hi. I had almost 5K sales with my ad account Pixel last November and December, so also Black Friday. Difficulty scaling before that. I sold a product there that was aimed for parents, men and women. This product has now been adapted and is currently only aimed for men. I have never used Advanced Plus campaign, only CBOs. I haven't tested it yet, but would the Advanced Plus algorithm understand that this product is now only aimed for men? In my new video ads, for example, there is a voiceover in which love dad is spoken plus caption. That's enough for the algorithm, or should I adapt my primary text, for example, in which gift from dad is mentioned? Or does the algorithm generally understand that if it shows the video to 100 women and then show less interest than men? And what budget do you recommend for a good Advanced Plus campaign video test with 8 videos and a CPA in March of 34? If you have a CPA of 34 and you want to test 8 videos, I would suggest that you could do something 200. 200 is an ideal to start with. I don't know how much you're spending on the ad account though. If I could see more campaigns and how it spends, I would have an idea. But as it is right now, 200 is a safe budget. Now, first of all, I had a much more deep discussion in the comments, so I know some things. This has been proposed by an agency that they told him that you need to change the product from men and women. I asked him in the comments what was the percentage of men and women buying, and he told me that it was 60%, because you know the Pixel is also getting trained on demographics. So if it was being sold 80-90% to men, then fine, you're going to have zero issues. But I asked him, have you done a breakdown of the results to see if women were buying or men were buying before? What are the percentages? And he told me something 60-40. 60% men, 40% women, or the opposite. I don't remember completely now. I told him that in my opinion then it was a wrong decision, because you don't have any clear data just to go, because if only 40% of people, they are just the men that they're buying, and even if it has higher average order value, you cannot just do a turn and ignore the other 60% of sales on women just because the men, they're having higher average order value, and change the complete direction of your pixel targeting. And the thing is that now it has been done. Also, comparing a period like November and December with other periods is not fair, because you are having completely different results on that period because of the mania of people buying. But in your question about the algorithm is going to understand results. So who is buying, who has done a purchase, is not going to understand, oh, the text here says men, so let me target men. It doesn't go like this. It goes based on the results. And even if it targets men and women, you can actually, of course, you have the pixel data, which is a problem because you're using the same pixel and inside it has almost 50% audience of women. Which are buying, so it's data, and then you're just asking it to go only for men. I think that this is going to hurt your results, unless if you're completely right in your analysis that you have done, and you know that you can sell more to women. But even as this, if you're having 50-50 sales and you're just limiting yourself with 50% only on men, this means that you're going to have also a problem on scaling. So the pixel is going to understand also 50% women, and it's going to be more difficult for you and more expensive to advertise only on men because you haven't trained your pixel on that way. On the other hand, after some period, most probably your pixel is going to understand that you want to sell only to men with your targeting, because the purchases that you're going to get are only going to be men. But I'm guessing that it's going to be a tough period with worse results. When it comes now to pixel, to the algorithm understanding, the algorithm is going to take an initial push from the pixel, which is going to give some direction in the broad targeting on who to target. And the second thing is that if you have broad targeting men and women, for example, in Advanced Plus, it's going to target both, and based on the results that it gets, it's going to go more to men. And of course, now your product is only for men, so you should have zero sales from women. In my opinion, it's a mistake. I wouldn't have done it because I don't like when you're limiting yourself like this, while the results are saying the opposite, that you can sell to both genders. The pixel has been trained to understand both genders, and it's going to be an issue when you're going to target only men. And no, the algorithm is not going to understand based on your wording or captions if you want to sell to men, but it's going to understand based on the results that it's going to get and the data that your pixel has. This is the end of the first part of the Facebook Ads Breaking News podcast. If you don't want to miss the second half of the podcast, where I'm answering all the remaining questions of the week, visit my Patreon page following the link on the description. This was the Facebook Ads Breaking News podcast. Like it or not, it is what it is.